special guests and speakers, we welcome you to Davao City of Metro Davao Region. Madayaw kaninyong tanan. Salamat po, shukran, thank you, and welcome to Davao.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maria Lourdes Monteverde. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, Honorable Sara Z. Duterte.
Thank you, please. Mga kababayan, ladies and gentlemen, our international guests, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Madayaw, maayong adlaw, kaninyong tanan. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Good day to everyone. First off, I'd like to thank the Davao City Chamber for your invitation for me to attend the date and the icon today. And I'm truly happy because it gave me another chance to come home and sleep on my bed and use my pillows. My life these days is spent on strange hotel rooms and strange beds and pillows that are not my own. So it's truly comforting and joyful to receive invitations to attend events here in Davao City. And I'm doubly happy because you share the same date with the event in Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. So it saves me one day of attending events here in Mindanao, since I can do all the events in just one day and then go back by 3 p.m. to Manila and then fly to Japan to do events as well in Japan. So, yes. First off, I'd like to thank our foreign and local investors outside of Davao City for your interest in Davao City as an investment destination. It is truly heartwarming for us to know that you trust Davao City with your investment and finances. And please let us know if the Office of the Vice President can assist you in any way in your research and in your data gathering here in Davao City. We have a satellite office here in Davao City that covers not just Davao City but the entire southern Mindanao. We also have satellite offices in the Bar region located in Cotabato City, in Western Mindanao in Zamboanga City, and for Northern Mindanao and Caraga, we have one satellite office in Butuan City. So we have people across Mindanao who can assist foreign investors and of course investors outside of Davao City and Mindanao as well to do their vetting, their research and due diligence. We will be happy to assist you. Today, I talk about the biggest challenge to trade and investment. And it is seen around the world, particularly here in East Asia and Southeast Asia. The word is corruption. Corruption is not endemic to the Philippines. It is a global threat. It distorts markets, undermines public trust, and economies like the Philippines, as you can see, never reach their full potential. Corruption is the greatest challenge to trade and investment, and as we strive to build a stronger and resilient economy, we must strike down the wall between what we have right now and what we can become as a country. Corruption increases increases the cost of doing business. We all know this. The investors complain about this in the Philippines. It deters responsible investors. It creates a climate of uncertainty where contracts are not honored and rules are not applied equally. For developing nations, the consequences are severe. And for the Philippines, opportunities are lost and progress is unheard of, unseen, and unfelt. No serious investor will choose to commit capital where laws can be bent and where decisions are made not in boardrooms but behind closed doors. And to borrow the words in the Okada, Delaware case, carrying heavy luggage. No trade partner will build lasting relationships in markets where bribery replaces transparency. To make the Philippines compete with the rest of the world, we must ensure that our institutions are stronger than corruption. We must build systems that reward merit, not manipulation. Systems where integrity is not the exception, but the standard. We, of course, all Filipinos, are committed to this fight. We should reform laws, strengthen oversight, and ensure that public service is exactly that. A service to the people, not a pathway to the lifestyle of the rich and famous. For the children, the relatives, the wife, even the mistress, the strawman, the mule, the bagman, the cabinet secretary, the undersecretary, the assistant secretary, and even the utility inside government offices. We must find our place on the stage and join the cooperation against corruption. For of course, corruption knows no borders. It flows through global financial systems, hidden in offshore accounts and shell companies. And we shall need international cooperation, greater transparency, and a shared commitment to integrity and accountability. The reports of properties of politicians abroad is shocking. You will see lists of properties in Spain, France, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Australia. And you would be surprised, some of these politicians are neophyte politicians. To have amassed so much money to buy properties abroad. Relatives with golden visas. Kapatid, pamangkin, tatay, nanay, easily $500,000 to invest in a golden visa. And you would be surprised, before they were politicians, they had nothing, no properties at all, not even $500,000 in their bank account. The ease of doing business for foreign and local investors must have a corruption elimination system in place. From the values of the people in governments to leveraging technology as well as a solid feedback mechanism. When we confront corruption head-on, we attract investment, we boost trade, and we build societies where every citizen, regardless of wealth or influence, has a fair shot. Corruption is not only about economics trade, and investment. It is about social justice and the future of peace and comfort, where all the Baweños dream for our children and for the rest of the children in our beloved Republic of the Philippines. Shukran.